And I thought I was supposed to go away in the second trimester and mine came back. So apparently I'm just broken. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to my 13 and 14 week pregnancy update. I thought that I would do one last video in front of my next to my Christmas tree because Christmas just ended, so this will be coming down soon. I'm filming this a couple days late. I normally film the day before my weeks roll over, but that would have been Christmas Eve, and so this weekend was just a little crazy. So I'm technically 15 weeks and 1 day today, but we're gonna be talking about weeks 13 through weeks 14. I do apologize for my lack of videos lately. I actually had a couple that I had planned to put up, and for various reasons, they did not go up. I'm telling you, I have had the worst luck filming and getting a video up, so I'm just praying that nothing goes wrong with this one and I can get it up on time as I had planned. So, let's just jump in to the update. So I'll start out as I always do, just giving a quick update on the size of the baby. So in week 13, according to my app, I used the Bump app, baby was the size of a lemon, almost 3 inches and about 0.8 ounces. And then in week 14, baby had a growth spurt into the size of a peach to about 3.4 inches and 1.5 ounces. So the weight almost doubled there, which is a huge amount of growth, and I'm telling you, I felt it. So just a few highlights from week 14. Baby's probably thumb sucking and wiggling his or her toes. Kidneys are making urine and the liver and spleen are doing their jobs too. The baby is growing their thin peach fuzz like hair all over, which is perfect because it's a peach that week. And yeah, it says baby's growing at super speed at 14 weeks, so that's pretty awesome. So, oh yeah, hello. Huge thing happened in 14 weeks. Officially second trimester. Cannot believe that I'm already in my second trimester. The first trimester flew by, and everyone keeps telling me, don't worry, the second and the third, especially the third, things are gonna slow down, which I'm hopeful for because things are going so fast. So let's talk about some symptoms. The main symptom I talked about last week is definitely still happening a lot, and that is constipation. So constipation's still a thing, still happening, and not very fun. Another one that was not that fun that seemed to start again at week 14 is my nausea came back like bad. My nausea has never fully gone away, but there's been, quite a few weeks there where I was feeling so much better. And then the last week 14 into like now, so into the very beginning of week 15, for whatever reason, my nausea has gotten really bad again. And I'm hoping this is just a short-term thing because I was really enjoying the break of not being nauseous all the time. And it's kind of weird because it's not just nausea, like my gag reflex seems to be way more sensitive. And I don't even mean with like brushing my teeth or things like that. It's like I was doing the dishes and it triggered my gag reflex and I like dry heaved. It was really weird. And there's been a couple of weird instances like that where I've like dry heaved, which I wasn't even doing in the first trimester when I was feeling my sickest. So that's been weird, and I'm really hoping that it's just because things are like rapidly growing, my body's changing, and I'm hoping that that doesn't last that long because nausea is just never fun. And I thought I was supposed to go away in the second trimester and mine came back. So apparently I'm just broken. A couple of other really random symptoms that I don't really know how long they've been going on, but I've noticed in the last few weeks, but they may have been happening longer and I just didn't notice. The first is, despite having a lot of acne, which I've talked about before, my skin is so much drier, which I don't mind because I typically have very oily skin. Somebody really wanted to come up and say hi, so she's gonna sit on my lap. I don't think you can see her, but she's here on my lap. Oh, there she is. My skin is normally very oily, and by the end of the day when I have like foundation on and stuff, it's like sliding off, and that has not been happening at all. So that is something that I really am fine with and hopefully carries on after pregnancy, because I would love to have a little bit less oily skin. The other thing that I've noticed, which the oily skin thing makes sense, or the not so oily skin, changes to my skin makes sense, but changes to like my scalp, I feel like are a little bit more strange. But again, it's still like your skin, but I've noticed that my hair is a lot less oily. Today is not a good example because I've let it go a little too long, but basically I've always had very, very oily hair and like have to wash my hair every other day. Every other day is pushing it, but I hate washing my hair, so I do it every other day. But I've been able to go days on days without my hair getting oily now, and it's the weirdest thing, but I'm totally okay with it, because again, I seriously hate washing my hair, especially in the winter when you get out of the shower and it's freezing cold. So I'm okay with it, but my hair has been significantly less greasy, and it is strange, but it's another thing that I'm so okay with going on to after pregnancy. Just a few more things. This one's really small, and I really don't know if it's pregnancy related or like, it is pregnancy related, but I don't know exactly what it is. And it's been happening for quite a few weeks, but now that I still have it, I thought I'd mention it. I initially thought that I had like a little bit of a rash on my stomach. I was getting these like little teeny tiny red bumps around my stomach, and I have some on my boobs too. They don't itch at all or anything, and they're not necessarily spreading, but it's still there. And I'm thinking that it's my skin's reaction to being stretched. Kind of like a stretch mark kind of thing, but hopefully not permanent, because they're just like little teeny tiny bumps. But it's something I've definitely noticed, and they don't really seem to be going away. One last symptom is I've definitely felt things stretching and moving down there, and it's just kind of been uncomfortable. I wouldn't say painful, but I'm having like achiness in like my uterus region. That on top of the constipation, which I always tell Ben, I'm like, my bowels hurt, which is so like TMI, but I feel like there's always some sort of achiness and pain down there, whether it's stretching from the baby growing or constipation pain, because that's not fun. There's always seems to be some sort of aches going on. And I talked about this in my very first pregnancy update, that one of my very first symptoms before I even got my positive pregnancy test was I was having these weird like contraction like cramping when I would move really quickly. So if I got up from a sitting position or I rolled over in bed quickly, I would get these like strong contraction feelings that would then pass in like a couple seconds. And those went away about week 6 or 7, I think, but I've started getting them. I have hit this thing so many times. I started getting them again in the last week or so, because I think that things are just starting to really change. You want down? I think that things are just starting to really change and stretch down there. So my uterus and things are like, I'm having these little contractions, I'm having these cramps, having these aches, but it's all okay because that means baby's growing, so I'm okay with it. That's pretty much it for symptoms. Next up on the agenda, I have a midwife appointment this week, which is kind of crazy because I made that 4 weeks from my last midwife appointment. And I can't believe that it's already been 4 weeks since my last appointment. So I have another appointment. I don't really have much to talk to her about. I have a couple of questions and stuff, but nothing big, nothing alarming, so that's really good. And then I think I already told you guys, but we find out the gender at the end of January. I've come up with my plan for the gender reveal. Hopefully you guys will see that in the end of January. If everything goes to plan, I'll be able to get that up like a couple days after Ben and I find out the gender. We're gonna find out the gender super simple, just at home together, but then I have a plan for how we're gonna tell our families, and then of course I'll film all of that for you guys. So that's so exciting. That's coming up here in less than a month now. We'll finally get to know. So I think that's everything for today's update. Stick around to the very end because I'll show you guys the bump, but I think that's gonna be it. I think I touched on everything that I have been experiencing lately. So thank you guys for watching. Give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video after showing you the bump. It's definitely grown. Bye. Okay, so I have like a sweatshirt jacket on, and you can see that there's definitely a bump popping out there. At Thanksgiving, I should show you this on my face. I mean, not Thanksgiving, at Christmas. Everyone was like, whoa, you have a baby bump, like that's a bump. And I don't feel like it's that big yet, but people were like, Whoa, there's a bump there. So I guess it is. So here we go. Let's see. You can't really tell from the front because again, I'm wearing all black. I tend to do that a lot because yoga pants. I hope you guys can see. I need to learn my lesson and stop wearing black. There it is. There, you can see there, right? Here's a bump. I definitely think it's grown since last time. Here it is from the front. It's definitely changing, like you can see it kind of rounding, and it looks so much more round when I look down from it than I think it does at the side. There it is, that's the bump. That looks big. That's a bump. It's there. According to the app, in week 14, just a couple of Zoe has walked in and out of the dog door 24 times. I am filming a video right now. Stop making a ruckus. If you go outside again. Here's a couple of other really random symptoms that Zoe's gonna play with her toy right now. Thankfully, she already got the squeaker out of it, so hopefully she doesn't make too much noise. If you hear her, you can play with your toy, that's okay.